Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is AJ Day, and today we're going to be doing a crash course to TF2 trading, everything you need to know about the TF2 economy. We will be covering a lot of things today, so go ahead and put your thinking caps on, go ahead and put your learning caps on. Yeah, that's right, you're going to be wearing two hats, not one. You know you wish you could do that on TF2. Anyways, go ahead and get ready. There's a lot to learn here. Even if you have been playing for a while, you might still learn something. If you're new to TF2, you're definitely going to learn something. Or if you've just never tried TF2, you're going to learn something. So first off, you got my scout loadout, you got my strange weapons, got my hats, got my accessories. I'll get into all that later. Next up, you're going to see my backpack loadout. Now this is important because everything is in its own place. Everything is organized. Everything, well, I at least know where everything is at any point in time. Metal, hats, strange weapons, regular weapons all have their specific place. Next up, you're going to be seeing how to trade. All you do, you go on a menu, you hit that little trading box right there, that little box. It's going to pop up trading. You're going to click on either friends list, current server, or Steam profile, however you want to contact that person. Usually it's going to be current server if you're on a trading server. Now, 2 weapons equals 1 scrap metal. 3 scrap metals makes 1 reclaimed metal, and 3 reclaimed metals makes 1 refined metal. I'll get into the value of metal and how it goes into the TF2 economy. Now, all you have to do to equip these items, whatever it be it weapons, hats, or accessories, you go on the correct slot, be it weapon or cosmetic, and you click on whatever thing, item you want to have in that slot. Same thing with vintage, strange, whatever. We're going to be going over keys and the value of such things, and also crates, just enough to show you that crates are generally worthless with a few exceptions. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. Now, the first thing you're going to realize is that there are many similarities to the actual real-world stock market and economy system. Valve has done a great job at not really governing the TF2 economy, but making it realistic. And the people who participate in it do this as well. Now, in order to get an understanding of anything in the TF2 economy, you're going to have to grasp the concept of the drop system. The drop system is what Valve and TF2 has put in place to where when you play the game, eventually the game will drop or give you items for playing the game. There's no set limit to how many items you can be given, nor is there a set limit exactly to what items you can be given. Now, there are some items that you can't get, and I'll get into that a little bit later, but be it known that there are several items you'll never be dropped. Now, with that being said, most of the time off the drop system, you're going to be getting craftable weapons, okay? Craftable normal weapons. And these are worth half a scrap. Sometimes you'll get a hat drop, and it's very rare, but it's happened to me a couple times, and it's really cool. And when that happens, you'll get a craftable normal hat dropped to you absolutely free just for playing the game. And on that day, Gaben smiles at you and says, "Thanks." So anyways, what you're probably thinking is, what can I get from these things? Now, you already know what items you can get dropped, but what can you do with those items? Well, you can craft them into metal. At least for the weapons you can. You can also craft hats into other hats, but I wouldn't recommend doing that because usually you'll get ripped. But the difference between an uncraft and an untradable is that you can still trade untradable items, you just need gift wrap. You can't uncraft weapons and other hats or items, but you can still trade them as long as the uncraftable are still tradable. Again, you'll have to understand that in order to see what you really have in your backpack, what's worthwhile, what's not, and all of that. Now, as I said before, you can craft weapons into metal. So like I said, 2 craftable weapons equals 1 scrap metal. 3 scrap metals equals 1 reclaimed metal. And 3 reclaimed metals equals 1 refined metal. Now, you may be wondering, how does this all come together? And the answer is, most of trading, at least for hats, revolves around refined metal. Usually, a regular craftable hat is going to be worth around 1.33 refined metal. That is your basic average hat. Now, some are worth more, some are worth less. So, what can you buy with a scrap metal? Well, you can buy basically any normal weapon. You're going to be overcharged because you could just craft it, but it's actually cheaper to just trade for it. So, 1 scrap can get you a weapon of almost any choice. What can 1 reclaimed get you? Well, 1 reclaimed can get you almost any uncraftable hat. Now, they're worthless because, again, you can't craft them. So usually, you'll be able to get an uncraftable hat for 1, maybe 2 reclaimed metal. 1.33 or more refined metal can get you your average hat. Of course, there are more that are worth a lot more than 1.33 refined, but your basic average hat's going to be around 1.33 refined. So, back to keys. When I quit trading back in the day, a key was worth 2.33 refined metal. Now it's worth 8. Why is that, you may ask? Well, the economy tells us that when there is an almost unlimited supply of something, the cost effectiveness of that item is going to go down. And because there is an unlimited supply of weapons in the TF2 game, over time, the cost effectiveness of the metal that you make with those weapons will go down significantly. So, my point is, if you're going to if you're going to stop trading for a little while, don't keep metal around. Keep keys. So, again, these things will keep on going down. Reclaimed, scrap, and refined will keep on going down in price compared to a key because keys are not dropped. Weapons to make metal are dropped. Now, usually metal cannot be dropped. However, I have been dropped a refined before. It was, I guess it was a mistake, but that's not supposed to happen. The point is, though, keys are not dropped, and so the value of those will stay at a level, and the value of refined metal compared to that will keep going down. Now, that is why metal is worth less. What are some things that I need to know, you may ask, about trading that aren't obvious? The pricing of new items is one of those. Never, ever trade for a brand new item when it first comes out. Ever. It's similar to buying a new car, because the second you have it, not only have you overpaid for that item, but the second you have it, it goes down in price. And if you ever want to trade something else for it, you will not get usually half of what you paid for. Now again, there are exceptions, but that's how it usually works. So what other items will go down in price? Again, remember the metal. Anything that can be dropped and will be dropped and has been dropped will go down in price. Almost all the time. Also, items that can still be bought off the market will usually go down in price, but not always, and not to the same degree to the things that are dropped. Now, a couple things before I close up the video. When you get to a certain level in trading, you have to decide if it's worthwhile to keep going. What do you mean by that, AJ? Well, I mean, once you get a certain number of items, once you get a certain level of items, such as a Bills hat, you have to actively decide, is it worth putting in these several hours a day to get anything beyond a Bills hat? Because once you get above a Bills hat, you're talking about buds. And buds, which is earbuds, and unusual hats take not only massive amounts of time, but usually money as well. And that's just not something I was going to be into. So if that's your thing, go ahead and do it. But if you want to stay more of the casual trader or the casual TF2 player, this is not for you. A couple other things. Watch out for hackers and what we like to call hot items. If anyone ever tries to sell you a Bills hat or a earbuds or buds for, I don't know, let's say a refined or a scrap, they're either an idiot or more than likely it's a hot item or a forged or stolen item that some kind of hacker has brought up. I don't know how they do that, but it's happened before. Just don't do it. Valve can actually take away all of your items and wipe your account inventory if they find that. Even if you didn't do it, they can do that. I'm going to list some websites below that will allow you to be good at trading and keep you updated on the prices of TF2 items. They're solid. I use them sometimes to see what my items are worth now. Guys, TF2 trading can be super fun if you do it right. And honestly, if you have the time, I'd recommend it. It's super fun. And with the new community market, you can actually sell your strange and non-normal items for actual money for your Steam account. So super fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, let me know. And you know what? I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.